In a world where faith has decayed into silence, one man carries the weight of 1,000 agonies. I am Ilian, a cleric of a forgotten light, bound by a forbidden art that demands a terrible price. For the sake of a child who holds the end of all things, I will embrace the rot. Welcome to the Cleric's Forbidden Requiem volume. If this story pulls you in, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can follow the next part the moment it arrives. Another soul on the brink. I cannot let this spirit vanish into the silence. Forgive me for the darkness I bring, but your life is more precious than my purity. The light takes hold, the fever breaks, and the burden becomes mine. There it is, the cold creeping rot of another man's suffering. It burns like liquid ice in my veins, but I will not let go until the last spark of death is gone. I can barely stand, yet something calls to me from the ruins of that chapel. A presence I cannot ignore. I found her in the silence of the dead god's house. She didn't speak, but her eyes held a weight that threatened to crush the world. As I drew closer, an oppressive pressure surged from her, a cold void that screamed of a plague no prayer could cure. My heart hammered against my ribs, warning me that this child was not a victim, but a catalyst for ruin. Yet, looking into those amber eyes, I saw only a terrified girl clinging to the remnants of a shattered life. I had been cast out for my forbidden arts, but I could not leave another soul to rot in the dark. The moment our skin touched, the oppressive energy shifted, binding her fate to my own in a silent, irreversible pact. I took her hand and stepped back into the light, unaware that my mercy had just signed my own death warrant.
The sapphire forest is beautiful, but every mile feels like a mountain to my failing body.
A sudden searing heat rips through my lungs, far worse than any wound I have ever absorbed. I thought the cost of the forbidden art was a slow decline, but this is something entirely different. The rot is accelerating. The very presence of the child is feeding the decay within me. She is the scatterist for the world's end, yet she is the only thing left in this realm worth saving. I will carry this burden until my heart turns to stone, for we must reach the holy city before I vanish entirely. A corrupted sentinel blocks the narrow mountain pass, its jagged frame pulsing with malevolent gold energy. The beast lunges with blinding speed, its lethal strike aimed directly at the terrified child. Ilian throws himself between the monster and Mina, his sapphire pendant erupting in a desperate flare of light. I will not let you touch her! Take every bit of this filth into me! As the forbidden art activates, the sentinel's corruption flows into Ilian, manifesting as jagged black veins across his skin. Refusing to let go, Ilian forces the remaining kinetic energy of the blow deep into his own shattered frame to neutralize the threat. The sentinel disintegrates into a cloud of golden ash, leaving Ilian collapsed and gasping for air amidst the rubble. Mina reaches out to her protector, her silence heavy with grief as the distant spires of the holy city finally come into view. Finally, the holy city appears through the haze, its burnished gold spires piercing a swirling sapphire sky. But the gold is tarnished, choked by a thick, oily corruption that bleeds into the clouds like an ink stain. Ilian struggles to remain upright, his body trembling under the crushing weight of the agony he has absorbed. Mina watches him with silent terror, her amber eyes reflecting the fragility of the man who has become her only shield. Around them, the very earth is dying, the flora turning to ash as the city's plague leaks into the valley. He realizes the plague isn't just a disease of the city. It is a mirror of the dormant power sleeping within Mina. Ilian knows that entering those gates may be his final act, but he refuses to turn back now. As he takes a step forward, the black rot surges across his wrist, claiming more of his life in exchange for a few more meters of progress. The path to salvation is paved with his own decay, and the true Requiem is only just beginning.